Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'll be covering the Fi'l al-Madi table, which is the past tense verb table. So the different scales and the various conjugations of words we need to learn. So as we've been practicing with Appa Sahla, so this table is called Jadwal al-Fi'l al-Madi al-Ma'ruf al-Musbat table. And if we go through the words, Jadwal refers to the table, Jadwal. Fi'l refers to the verb. Madi refers to the past. Ma'ruf refers to the known doer. And Musbat refers to an action which occurs. An action which doesn't occur is known as Nafi or Manfi. And this is the table where the doer is known and an action occurred. So let's go through the words, and by now the sister should be familiar with all the practice we've been having in the class. So the words fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. Another way of those who are not still familiar with this and are new and have only had a few sessions. So another way of learning this table is if we just put the sounds at the end, the ending sounds, a, u, at, atana, ta, tumatum, ti, tumatunna, tuna. I'll say them again. A, u, at, atana, ta, tumatum, ti, tumatunna, tuna. So if we practice on those sounds, these are the ending sounds, which the endings of pretty much every verb, verb. This is like a template for every a scale, which every single different type of verb can be placed on the three-letter words. So this is the scale it will follow. So it's really important that we memorize this table because all the other verbs will follow this pattern. So for example, the first word fa'ala means he did, and this is singular, third person and masculine. The second one is those two did, dual, third person masculine, which is fa'ala, and then we've got they all did, plural, third person masculine, and this is fa'alu. So it goes in that pattern. So we see he did, they two did, they all did. She did, they two did, they all did. You did, you both did, all of you did. You did, you both did, all of you did. I did, we did. And the difference is here, he did, those two did, they all did. So these three will be masculine, masculine, masculine. So these are, refers to a male doing these things. The next one is females doing. So this is she did, those two did, and they all did. And this refers to the singular, the dual, the plural, and it's all in the third person, and it's feminine, feminine, feminine. So this word form, which is the sigha, it just explains all this bit, which is taken from the book. So as such, so you've got the feminine ones, fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alana. So then you've got you did, you both did, all of you did. First it's the masculine ones. So it's masculine, 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 fa'alat, fa'alat, fa'altuma, fa'altum. And then the feminine ones, you did, you both did, all of you did, which is single, dual, plural. And then we've got the you did, the feminine, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna. So, and then we've got I did and we did, which is both feminine and masculine for both of them. And this is singular, this is dual and plural, and this is in the first person, and it refers to both. It could be a male or a female. So when we say fa'altu or fa'alna, this word is fa'alna. I just wrote the correction underneath, as you can see. Fa'alna refers to, it could be a male or a female. So we need to know what these words mean and the different kind of endings that they can have. So once we've familiarized ourselves, then like we can put it, use any verb to do this table. So for example, if we had the word dwaraba, so it'd be dwaraba, dwaraba, dwarabu, dwarabat, dwarabata, dwarabta, and so on and so forth. So this is the musbat table. and then we know the doer is a male because it's saying he did. So if the table, for example, was manfi, manfi means the action didn't occur, so it'll be like he didn't do, those two didn't do, they all didn't do, she didn't do, those two didn't do. And the only difference in this table, as we can see, it begins with a ma, so it has a ma in front of it, but the words stay the same. Ma fa'ala, ma fa'ala, fa'alu, ma fa'alu, ma fa'alat, ma fa'ala, fa'alna, ma fa'alta, ma fa'alna, ma fa'alta, ما فعلت ما فعلتم ما فعلتم ما فعلتي فعلتم ما فعلتما ما فعلتن ما فعلت ما فعلنا. So everything stays the same. The only difference being is that you'll have a ma in front, and when you have ma, it means that he didn't do, the action didn't occur. So it's like saying he didn't do, those two didn't do, they all didn't do. So this is what it does. It the manfi table is an action which didn't occur. So ma'ruf, the ma'ruf, it refers to a non-doer, and it's saying that the doer didn't do the action wasn't done by the doer. So this is what that refers to. So here I've wrote al-fi'l al-madi has 4 primary tables, and the tables each relate to the occurrence of the action. So when we say action occurred, this is isbat and musbat. There's 2 names for this. And when we say actions didn't occur, this is known as nafi and manfi. So we need to memorize this, and then be able to write these down. Because, for example, the word fa'alu, when we're trying to write this without looking, many of us may write fa'alu and forget the waw. Forget the alif. So to write fa'alu, it needs an alif by the side of it. And things like that, the silent letters which aren't pronounced, but they're still there. So the best thing is to cover it up and then just try to write it out, so that we know whether it's singular, dual, plural. We know whether it's masculine, feminine. We know whether it's third person, second person, or first person. So if we have this table memorized thoroughly, and then we can go through it, run down through it in our minds, and even if we don't know it so well, we can, if we just have that picture in our minds, memorize it to the extent that we at least have this picture, so that we can go through each term and then know which one refers to which. So this is what we have to do. So here I've just wrote that the fa'il refers to the state, the fa'il refers to the doer, and the maf'ul refers to the one who is done upon. So here I'll just say again, it refers to the fa'il. The fa'il refers to the doer, and the maf'ul is the person who it's done upon. So in this table, he did, those two did, they all did. This refers to the doer. Whereas in the other table that we're going to be looking at, when an action is done upon someone, but we don't know who did the action, we don't know who did the action, we only know that the action was done upon, this is known as maf'ul. Okay, so continuing on, I've just explained al-fi'l al-ma'ruf means the person, thing committing the action is known. Al-fa'il is the committer or doer of the action. Al-fi'l al-majhul refers to the person, thing committing the action is unknown. Like I just explained now, a person or a thing will be known as maf'ul, which is the person or thing upon which the action carried out is known. So when the doer is known, is called maf'ul. When the doer is unknown, it's called majhul. So these are the different terms that we need to know. For example, he was helped. The person done upon is known, but who did the action is unknown. Therefore, is known as maf'ul. So here, maf'ul means the knower, and it's who it is done upon. So the knower, the person who is done upon is known. So that is maf'ul. In the table, each verb is a template scale, and template scale in Arabic is known as wazan of al-fi'l al-madi. Each and every verb in the Arabic language can fit on any scale in the table because every verb has a past tense. So, just summarizing everything, when the doer is unknown is called majhul. Okay, majhul as there. And when the doer is known, it is called ma'ruf, which is ma'ruf here. So known is called ma'ruf. The doer is unknown, and the one who is done upon is known. It's called majhul. These terms we definitely need to know the difference. So in practicing doing more examples in the next few videos, you will get the habit. You'll definitely know what the difference between do known and the person who is done upon. Sometimes it's a little bit confusing when you're first starting out and doing this. So yeah, just if you write these things out, everything in the both pages, I'll just hold the camera above so that everyone can get a good view of it, take a screenshot, and then write all this down. And as you're writing it and then going through the definitions, just to read over the definitions, inshallah, all will become clear. So action occurred means musbat. And when we say that an action didn't occur, a lack of action, it's called manfi. So these were the things that we've learned in today's lesson. And so if we write it all out, memorize the table, and then attempt to write the table out from memory, then we'll know how many points we've actually learned, the different endings we've learned, the different endings we need to learn, and then the translation, what they mean, and the siga, second person, third person, or first person. These are the